today I want to share with you some of our celebration. This is the beautiful Designer Series paper that comes free with a $90 order. You can choose different products, but at the moment we have a bit of delay with some of our shipping, but this is one that you have been able to get. And I wanted to just share with you how to use some of this with some die cutting today, which is going to be a lot of fun. Very simple little cards, not going to take too long. But it's another way that you can use this Designer Series paper. It's patterned on both sides, so on the other side it's very watery and like a water wash, and it's gorgeous, and the swirls on the other side. So that's a full sheet. They're 6 by 6 and they come in all these colours. Absolutely amazing. So absolutely beautiful to use. And I'm also going to use the Horizon dies. Now, I'm going to bring you down to my workbench, so without further ado, let's come down and see what we can create today. If you come on, say hello to me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm new, reasonably new. I mean, I've been doing YouTube off and on for the last few years, but I came to a stop. I was going through cancer a couple of years ago and just had some health issues and had to stop doing the YouTube. So I've sort of put some on and not, but I'm hoping to do it more regular as from now. So these are the die cuts, and I've actually taken the time to cut some of them just so that it wouldn't take so long. So they're gorgeous die cuts, and it goes with the Horizon stamp set, which is absolutely beautiful too. So I really love this stamp set, and this is in our mini catalogue. You can get these as a bundle, which is really great. You can save 10% on our bundles, which is awesome. I have put a link to my shop in below so that you can link straight onto my shop if you want to order any of the products. Or even if you want to just have a browse through the shop. A lot of people like to just browse through the shop. So I've cut out a couple of fences. I'm not quite sure what I'm actually going to be doing here today, but I just wanted to do some paper piercing with the papers, and we're just going to glue and go for it. How does that sound? It's going to be quite simple. Okay, so I'm just going to stick, this one is you can use it either side. That's what I love about it when you do it on the Designer Series paper. So you've got to just think which way you're going to have what. And I think I might have this going, let's go with the darker side up. Okay, so I'm just using the multi-liquid glue. And coming on here, I'm just going to pop that on. I'm not quite sure yet, like I said, what we're going to end up with. And you can always just use your paper snips, which is in, these paper snips are very sharp. They're in our annual catalogue, and I love our annual catalogue as well. It's got so many products in it. Now I wanted to go through and share a little bit of our new catalogue with you too, but I'm just going to share a little bit of this first. So this one is like the little mountains that come up, and you can sort of see that that can come in underneath there. And this is one that can come over the top. So say for instance you were doing this just on some plain black, you'd get a black effect like that. But let's say you were doing it on the grey behind it, you would get that effect. So if you would, I would normally do it probably on white, but I'm not going to do it on white because we're doing it on very vanilla card. But if you were doing it on white, you can sort of see you would get like that effect. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what you put it on underneath. So I'm going to actually just stick it straight on top of this. Today I'm just going to use our Designer Series paper. I'm just using a tiny little bit because you don't want it to get tacky. because this does get tacky if it gets on your fingers, so you just want to use a little bit on the wider parts that are easy to add some glue to. Now we have got Celebration on at the moment, which is very exciting, and this is the Designer Series paper, as I was saying. If you place if you place a $90 order here in Australia, or a $180 order, or even more, depending on what you want to order, you can receive 1, 2, or maybe 3 free products, or even more. It's entirely up to how much, but every $90 that you spend, you'll receive a free product, so 190, 180, and so on. So that's got our little mountains stuck together now, which is really, really cute. And I do like this because this Designer Series paper is very, so I'm just going to add some glue to the back of this. Once again, don't add too much because, yeah, it gets very tacky. You don't need a lot. And I'm just going to lift, hopefully it hasn't stuck down now. No, I'm going to just lift that up to get that through. Okay, and then press down. Now we are going to have a card there, so you can leave that little bit hang off the edge if you want to, or you can trim it off. Okay, so now you can decide whether you want to have some grass type thing coming up, or weeds, or stems. You can also work out whether you might like to have the trees. I might turn this around so that you can sort of see what I'm doing, sorry. So you can either have the trees. I've done these in black, but I've got little houses here as well. You could have the little houses in Sahara sand, or you could have them in black. Yeah, so I've cut out a few different little ones there. So there's lots of little images that you can have there, but I'm going to go with the little weeds over here, and I'm just going to stick that on, and just a little bit over here. So you can sort of see that I've just used just the tiniest little bit of glue just to stick that on, and I'm just going to pop this in right over here. Now the little fence I think is so cute. I love the little fence. That can just go in right over here if you want to have it right on the edge. You can have it in there, or you can have it down a little bit lower, which I'm going to do, and have this down a little bit lower as well. Or you can come in with the Sahara sand in colour. So I'm just giving you some ideas. So I'll probably use the Sahara sand because the black then stands out. So when you're making your picture, you sort of got to sort of think what your layers are going to be behind, so that you can add your front piece. Okay. So we're going to also just do a little bit of sponging on here today. So we're going to bring in our beautiful sponge brush, and I'm just going to bring in the pool party, and I'm just going to actually come in with the pool party. I'm going to come in with this one a bit lighter. Okay, so I'm going to come in with the pool party, and I'm going to start up the top, and I'm just going to blend this in. Now you can put 3 or 4 layers of mountains if you wanted to on here. It's entirely up to you what you would like to add. Okay, now I'm going to come in with a little bit of the Marina Mist. And I'm just going to grab my darker brush for this one. And I want this one to come sort of down a little bit into this area here. So you can sort of see we're getting that nice effect happening there. Now down in this bottom part, we're going to come over now and use the stamp, because we're going to come in with the I think I will do a bit of a bumblebee, and I might come in also, just going to stamp off a bit because I don't want them to, and this time I'm going to start from this end and work my way back this way. I don't want it to be too dark. I want it to just come in with that colouring. Okay, so say for instance you wanted to bring in a sun as well up there. You could cut out a circle and put a sun in there as well. I'm just was looking for my little circle that I had cut out before, but I think it's fallen on the floor. I think I'll just go and grab another one quickly, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, I might have left it on the bench. So you can use your dies to grab your circle, and I just like to place mine there, and you can actually, or you can even place it down a little bit if you want to do it across there. Now I'm just going to use a little sponge dauber here. And I think I need to use the pool party. I've got the wrong colour there. Okay, we'll grab the pool party. So I'm going to grab the pool party, and I've got a bit of white on this as well. And you can see that coming out onto my thing, but I'm just going to come in and just keep going one way. Okay, so we're just going to come in that way, and we're going to come in that way. So we just keep coming in this way. Okay, that will give you your nice circle of your moon coming up or your sun going down. So we're going to add a little bit of colour to that now. Just a little bit of maybe bumblebee. Okay, so I'm just going to move it off slightly to this, just slightly off to the edge, so we get that little bit of shadow effect around it. So you can sort of see you get that nice effect happening there. Now when you actually put a sun or a moon, you can then come in with your sponge dauber and just go down on an angle and just bring that highlight of the yellow coming down, so it looks like it's actually shining down onto your project, onto your card, onto your scene. Okay, so now we're going to pop our fence on. Where's our brown fence? Here it is. So we're going to bring the brown fence down here. And you can see, we're going to put a word up the top. You can see that most of the picture is down the bottom on this one. So we can sort of see that this is going to go into here. And I'm just sort of looking to see whether I want to put anything in here. before I stick the fence on. No, I think I'm quite happy with that. So just a little bit in the middle. Okay, you don't need a lot, just a little bit. This really is tacky glue. You don't need to tack the whole lot unless you want to. Okay, so this is now coming in here. And I like this because it looks like, you know, you can have these that look like they're standing up a little bit, which I like that idea. If you glue them down flat, you can't do that. You can't get them to sort of look like they're sitting up a little bit. Okay, the same with this side. Okay, this is the first time you're watching the replay or watching this. I also do lots of Facebook lives and I have classes. I have a lot on, so I'll be more than happy to share with you. You can always private message me on Facebook at Teresa Brown Stamping. Okay, so you can sort of see now, if you want to, you can trim those edges off if you want to so they're not sticking out. You can trim them off a little bit. Now we're going to put a word on here as well, and we have a few words in here. Wishing you so much happiness, thanks for everything, and I think we'll have thanks for everything on this one. This is gorgeous, and it would be a really lovely thank you card to a male, like if you've got a male that you've got to thank. And sometimes I do have cards for males that I have to send out thank you cards, and I'm always looking through my stash going, oh, so many ladies, so many lady ones here. So I'm sort of making up some men's ones, which would be really nice to have in my stash. Okay, so I'm going to do this on a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to cut around it. So I'm going to get some very vanilla, and I've got a thin piece here that I'm going to use. And I'm going to use the Memento black ink. And come down here. And I'm going to just pop that to one side here. Thanks for everything. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just trim that. Is I'm going to stamp out some of the birds, because I think it just makes these planet cards look more alive when you have the birds going across. So we're going to grab that bird stamp, and the bird stamp comes out of On the Horizon, and these are all in our new mini catalogue and new June-July, no sorry, January-June mini catalogue. So yeah, beautiful. So I'm just going to have the birds coming out on there. They're just flying over past the moon. Also brings a little bit of black up from the bottom, which is really always good. I really love that. And then we're going to have this coming in maybe from the edge, and I'm just going to get my brush because I want it to blend in with it. So I'm going to blend in the blue around the edge, especially this side, because it's going to blend in to here and then going across like that. And the reason I share, you can stamp it straight onto your card. You can stamp it straight onto the front of your card. You can always just stamp it straight on here. Okay, but the one thing I'm going to teach, if you're a new person, is to do it on here, for the simple reason is a lot of people have a lot of trouble stamping straight, and they feel like they wreck their card. So I like to sort of say, well, you can just do a nice simple card, but you can always got two sides to a bit of paper, So if you stamp the word out crooked, you can always flip it over and stamp it on the other side. But if you stamp it on your card and you're not sure you're going to get it straight, you're going to mess your card up. So I sort of suggest that you stamp it onto some cardstock. Now I've got some, I'm just trying to think what colour I want to do the card. Oh, I do it in the Very Vanilla. I think I'll just do it in the, I like to use the Very Vanilla thick card for the actual card base. I like to use the thin one for stamping on, but the thicker one for doing the card. Now you can do this two ways. You can do it this way if you want to. You can cut it down at 10.5. And then I like to fold it on the score. I like to score it at 14.5, not 15. And the only reason I like to do it that way is sometimes when your papers are standing up in a, or you're storaging them, they can have a little bit of a frizz end. So this way you line it up back to the 14.5 and you trim it off. And you can always trim that little curled up end that we sometimes get, which is quite frustrating if it's on a smaller card. So we can see that this is going to go on here quite nicely. And if you wanted to, you could do a black mat around it, but I'm just going to keep it as is today. I just like to give you plenty of ideas. And yeah, I'm just coming back into some very simple stamping, especially with these beautiful build a scene card stamps and dies. You know, you can actually, you don't want to put overly too much on it. Okay, so you can always turn it upside down and rub it this way too. Now I just want to share with you the two cards that the card that I made the other day is another one, so you can sort of see, and I'm just going to grab the other one, it's sitting over here. Now if you missed seeing these videos the other day, they are on there. So you can check them out as well. This one I showed how to do the inside as well. So they're just sharing different ways of using the stamps and the dies and interacting. So you're going to love them. And also I've done this beautiful bridge card as well, which just folds over and goes into an envelope, and or folds over that way and goes into an envelope. And it's a little bridge card that stands up, and that's really cute for Valentine's as well for your partner. Okay, so this is our beautiful card that we made today. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's using the Designer Series paper from the celebration, just absolutely gorgeous. And then our cards that we made a couple of days ago, so that you can go through and just have a look at all the different videos and get lots of ideas how to use just a few stamp sets. And that's what I like to share, is just using a few stamp sets. Okay, thank you for joining me today. God bless you all, and if I can help you in any way with your Stampin' Up needs, or if you'd like to join our Stampin' Up team, please don't hesitate to contact me. Bye for now, and God bless.